X amount of time.
Yeah, so I just
Since
looked at the second one, the biochemical whatever. That's
mm-hmm.
actually not producing at 100%. It looks like it's because the automated wiring isn't coming in at 100%. And
Oh, okay.
so I slooped the thing for the stopgap. I just slooped the automated wiring, and I also slooped the thing that uses the automated wiring. So like that'll get up to like its best rate that it can right now, I think. But I'm trying to fix this right now. It looks like the problem is testers said these needed to come in at like 100 a minute or whatever, and they're being belted on a tier
Mm-hmm.
1 belt. So
Oh,
fix
okay.
that.
Well, we can upgrade
Yeah,
that to tier 3 belt.
yeah, I'm working on it now. I just like follow it all the way back because you know it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's say I put another one of these. We seem to have like extra time crystals, like way extra
That
right
was
now.
intentional. We want to not have not enough because otherwise the dark matter residue is going to back up.
Yeah. What if I just made extra dark matter residue consumption?
Consumption.
Like to get rid of extra and then I can dump more stuff on dark matter. Or I guess I can just manually flush it. Because the only reason that we have this thing is to flush
No,
the...
there's things that use the dark matter crystals. There's 3 things that use the dark matter crystals. We're using dark matter crystals at a rate of like 37 a minute, I think.
Okay, well I just see them like completely backed up, is all.
Yeah, they should be. That was intentional.
Well, won't that cause the dark matter to back
No,
up if
no,
we
no, no,
can't
no. They're getting
produce...
sunk.
Okay, they are getting sunk.
Yeah.
That's what I guess that's what I was wondering about.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So extras... Okay. This, no, this is just a regular... Where are they getting? Oh, they're getting sunk over here. I see. Okay. Oh, this is okay. This chest isn't full.
Oh, then it's not really backed up
Yeah,
yet.
actually, I thought it was full and it's not actually.
Gotcha.
Okay. Just wondering how much extra stuff, like how much extra capacity is there, or do I need to add more to sink extra?
Oh, I mean, if you need to produce more dark matter crystals, I think that thing is underclocked to like 40% or something, so that it's not even another machine, but I'm pretty sure there's
Oh.
more than enough.
Well, there is. I'm just trying to see if I can make it go a little faster, because this is going to be like 5 hours, right?
A little lost, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like,
well,
well, the big problems are balancing. It's really the big problems are balancing dark matter, right?
yeah.
So there's extra dark matter has to go somewhere.
Oh, this is already
This is
slooped.
already
Heck yeah.
slooped. This is all just going up there to the dark matter crystal generator that's deleting them. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like going around dropping summer sloops in a bunch of machines that I don't know if that'll help or not, but
We have a lot extra.
yeah.
So a lot of these machines are underclocked actually,
Yeah, intentionally so.
because their inputs aren't produced fast enough, right?
Right.
It's underclocked too. This is also underclocked. Wow. Okay. I know TR like computed all the rates, but
Yep.
so really there's like if we can get the inputs to come a little bit faster, then we
Yeah.
can raise the clocking.
Well, the one that is most, I think, most likely to, you know, be the bottleneck is the AI expansion server. Because that one, A, got a late start, and B, is, like, every
Mhm.
single component is definitely only coming in at the rate that is expected, and also, like, kind of needs the most relative to the speed that it's getting them, so it's probably the one
Okay.
we should poke at. So I'm over at the other base. I'm looking at the magnetic field generators right now. So that was apparently already slooped. So they're actually being...
I put a sloop on
Okay,
it
awesome, yeah.
last night. Yeah.
Okay, so that is generating at 2 a minute, but it's also... I mean, I can... If I sloop the thing before it, it looks like the magnetic...
You could
electromagnetic
put
control rods
another
are...
on
Well, I could just overclock it, but yeah.
or overclock. Yeah, sure.
Just double it, so then it's 4 a minute. I don't know if we're going to be able to, like, handle that on the other end, but at least that won't be the
Well, that's
bottleneck.
the remote input, right?
Yeah.
And the other, so photonic matter is easy. That's just
Yes.
remove underclock.
Yes.
Neural quantum processor and superposition oscillator.
Those are
The
a little more tricky.
oscillator is used by more than one
Yes.
recipe, so it's a little complicated.
Correct. We
The
would want to...
neural quantum processor uses time crystals, which we have
Plenty,
overproduction,
yeah.
supercomputers, and
Um,
trigons, which we have overproduction.
supercomputers, I think we currently technically need 1 a minute, and we're producing 2 a minute. So that can be bumped up by, you know, double it to make it 1.5 at that machine. It should be okay.
Because the machine is clocked to like this is 60. What percentage is this garbage?
Or we could just sloop that machine.
Point 0.5. It's set to 0.5 per minute.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, yeah, I mean you can sloop it too. All these things can be slooped.
It's gonna like
The
be
or
weird because the
the dark
dark
matter.
matter, but it should be
If we can
okay.
just overclock
Yeah. So,
the
well, how much
other
dark
thing.
matter would it be if we if we sloop the neural quantum processor right now? It'd be 25, or just be plus 12.5.
25 is the base. It's currently underclocked, so it's producing 25 minute. Oh, it has. Did you just put? Oh, you
I just put a sloop
sloops.
in it.
Okay, so now it's doubled to 25.
It's
a minute.
25 plus 25 plus what, 37.5 over here. But if I bump this up to, I guess I can sloop this one too, just for good measure. And then we only actually need, so far we only need 2.5, yeah, 2.5. So if I want this to be 2.5 a minute, it's got to be actually 1.25 on the clock speed, so it actually gets underclocked more. Okay, so this is 62.5 a minute, and it was 25 and 25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then we need, what, 112.5 on the dark time crystal thing?
125. So it's consuming 100 per minute right now.
Right, which is actually an overestimate. But yes. It was only getting 75 in reality.
It's
but
set the target production rate 40 a minute, which is looped.
Correct. Okay.
Because I guess we needed extra dark matter crystals. But if I change this to target 80 per minute, I can take off the sloop and it'll consume more dark matter. Right? Like if the concern is just dump dark matter at the cost of time crystals, I might as well change it to 80 per minute and unsloop it. To produce the same amount of output, but consume twice as much dark matter.
Well, we might want more dark matter crystals. I'm not sure yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay,
That's one. Yeah, that's one way to do it. We could also increase it to like 125 or one, so whatever half of that is. Let's see.
So if I
Let me
change
go
it to
up there.
60 a minute, that would be an additional third on top. It's doing 40 per minute now.
Okay, that's 60 a minute. Yeah, okay,
It
try that. Let me see what the numbers are.
try to 60.
Yeah, I just want to see what
Alright.
the numbers are.
Oh, that's not.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Yep.
I mean, it's not gonna run at 100%, but that's like perfectly okay.
Yeah. So now it's just
Yeah, so if
working
we
as
want
hard
to
as it
save this
can
loop,
to.
like you said, we can probably do an overclock instead. That may also work, but for now, that one's
That's just assuming that time
good.
crystals are limitless right
They
now,
basically
effectively.
are, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also making the same assumption on the Trigons because they're like so backed
Okay,
up.
and then I can actually double the AI expansion server from 0.5 to 1, so then that should be 2 a minute. So we just have the time that one's going to take. Which means that the
Okay.
biochemical sculptors are probably the limit at this point.
But we also need superposition oscillators
I
also.
already increased that.
Oh, you slipped it? Okay.
Yes. Although,
Because
actually, I
more
did
than
it
one
wrong.
thing uses
Okay,
those.
I did it wrong. It only needs to be... Now it's overproducing, which I guess is fine, but...
It's fine as long as it doesn't cause a backup due to overproducing.
Right.
Like
Okay,
it's the
so...
only issue is that it like produces dark matter,
It's
so
producing 2 superposition oscillators a minute, which means that I want to change the way that this splitting is happening by removing this belt. Because it was
we need
going like 1 and
slight
1/2 before, and now we need 1 and 1.
need slightly more photonic matter, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. Well, actually, maybe it's slightly less. Okay, so it's
I don't
25
know.
on this machine. Are you at the photonic matter?
Yeah, it's
25,
set to
25, and
62.5.
12.5. Yeah, it's still the same. That's
Huh.
kind of crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, because the superposition oscillators I slooped and then clocked down to like make it so that it was exactly what it needed. And then the other one I just slooped, so it didn't actually need more. Wait. And then the AI expansion server is the one that went up from 0.5 to 1. So yeah, the superposition oscillator and the AI expansion server just like swapped the amount that they were requiring of excited photonic matter.
I see. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so that's cool.
So the supercomputers are being produced where?
They're on floor 3? Yeah, they're over
Okay.
here. There's one little guy that's making them. It seems to be, I mean, getting a lot of radio control units and cooling systems. But it is producing 2 a minute, which is more than we need right now, I think.
Even with the increase.
Yeah, because I just slooped the quantum
I see.
processor. So if we want to double everything again, we may be able to, but let's focus on the biochemical sculptor first, because now that one's probably the bottleneck.
Okay.
That's on in the basement.
Alright, let me get my stream going.
It's FTR. So the automated wiring wasn't coming in full, right?
Whoops.
Yeah. The cable that you said was supposed to be 100 was being brought in at some segment on a tier 1 belt, and that was...
I see.
Yeah. It happens. Alright, so the biochemical sculptor, trigons are fine.
Hit 44 upward.
The assembly director system's like the obvious problem here. So the assembly director system needs supercomputers at 0.5 a minute, which we could definitely double. Oh, or I could just sloop it. I just could sloop the assembly director systems. In which case... I mean, heck, yeah, I could just double
There's no
this.
side effects for it. Like, none of these have a bad output, so sleeping them doesn't do anything bad.
Yeah, okay, well that just doubles this. I have to overclock it, but that's not a problem.
You have to overclock it, also.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's getting double the, crap now.
You overclocked from the inputs.
Overclock the out.
Overclock the biochemical
next
sculptor.
stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well that's doubled now. May be able to double it again. Potentially.
It still seems like the AI servers I think is behind, right?
Yeah, I mean, we just finished, like, doubling the output on that. I mean, we could look at that again now. Kind of like bouncing back and forth between these, trying to see how much we
Just
can...
keep increasing them until they break.
Wrong floor. Oh, well, actually, no. Let's, The, supercomputers are already slooped, but they are underclocked, so that's fine. We may be able to increase those.
To overclock the supercomputers, which I think we will need more of to increase it again, we'll need double inputs then.
Right,
So
which may be satisfied, because there is a lot of extra. I made sure that those two specifically, the coolers and the radios, are used in buildings, so I wanted to have like extra of those. So they're kind of building up in a chest, but
I'll try doubling all of these.
Well, I don't think you need to. I really don't think you need to.
To double the
supercomputers, you honestly may be able to just double the rate on the
Well, no, I'm saying like so neural quantum processor.
Oh yeah, the neural quantum processor.
We need to double this, right?
Okay, so what do we need to double?
Underclocked to half a minute, so now it would be 1 a minute.
Yeah, that should be fine. Again, the supercomputers were making 2 a minute already, and we were using 0.5 here and 0.5 downstairs. The one downstairs hasn't changed, so this is satisfied.
I increased this to 2 a minute now. This needs more photonic matter.
Yeah, so does the other one.
Okay, so
and the magnetic field generators are coming in at, well, 4 a minute maybe, actually, so that's fine. And then the superposition oscillators are a problem again.
There's no side effect for just putting this at 100. It just doesn't run as often. Whatever.
Well, other than the dark matter residue, if it does run as often, we're gonna have to figure that out.
No, I mean the light matter production.
Like correct.
Again, there's no reason not to just put it at 100%. Like, again, I'm not worrying about the power consumption. And then go upstairs and increase the rate on consuming dark matter.
I mean, it's already at 100%, right?
No, it wasn't. Oh no, now it is. Yeah, that's right. We increased it.
Okay, well let's see what the
It can so it's slooped right now. So it's saying it could unsloop it and double its consumption, and then it would keep everything else balanced, but draw down dark matter faster.
Okay, with the machines the way they are, let me see how much we're actually producing. And then I gotta fix the splitting on the superposition oscillators. Okay, it's 50.
I think I do need to increase this. I see lots of dark matter.
I think you do. 50, 100. Holy crap! Yeah, it's already too much. 75. So it needs to be 225 at least.
I need a.
I got them in my inventory.
You can overboost the crystals. So
that's what we're doing.
I wouldn't remove the sloop from it.
No. Wouldn't remove the sloop from it. Yeah, we just need
Well, it's gonna overclock it to 200%.
Leave the sloop in and also overclock.
Yeah, so it's gonna say overclock it to 200%. And then remove the sloops. It'll consume twice as much dark matter and produce the same amount of crystals.
Leave the sloop in.
Leave the sloop in.
Might as well. Yeah.
Yeah, just leave it in.
Alright, fine.
I mean, we're not putting it anywhere else, so might as well. It's more points, if nothing else. If we find a spot for it, then we'll move it. But for now, that's fine. Okay, so the only thing that's like screwed up right now is the superposition oscillator splitting. Can someone remind me how many the ballistic missiles need? The ballistic warp drives.
How many we need?
How many
are needed for it?
How many superposition oscillators are needed for the ballistic missile?
1 to 1, or 1 to 1/2.
Okay,
sorry.
well, can someone just go to the machine? It's the one upstairs. Well, yeah, it's upstairs. It's on 5. Just like make sure that, because I don't know what that's actually running at right now.
Warp drives, singularity cells, nuclear pasta.
Yeah,
Am I on the right floor?
It's
Yeah,
one.
it should be.
Yeah, so it's slooped, so it's 1-to-1, but it's 1-to-1/2, right?
1-to-1, that's what I
So
quote.
1-to-1.
It's consuming one superposition oscillator a minute right now.
Correct.
Okay,
Consuming
so
one.
this splitting is wrong because the AI expansion server is consuming 2 a minute. So I need it to go 2 to that one and 1
You
to
need
the
to
other.
split 1 and 3. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'll wait for
Third.
this like for a couple seconds here because it's just spat one out. How much buffer of superposition oscillators is in the ballistic warp drives, by the way?
Let me go up and look. I went down to 4 again.
Gotcha.
There is 100 oscillators.
Oh,
Buffered.
what the heck? Is it running at 100%?
Yeah. It's running
That's
100%.
weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there
It says
anything
it's
else like not full?
consuming 1 per minute.
Warp drive is 100.
It says it's consuming 1 per minute.
Yeah, that's
So
what it
it's
should
just
be.
like production was slightly higher, or there's just a backup or something.
There was a backup,
Like
but like before we were getting the electromagnetic
Yeah,
controllers,
it was just
everything was.
electromagnetic, so there's like a desync between the two productions.
Yeah, it would probably, if we remove them, it would probably not like refill then. So
Yeah, well, let's not mess with that then.
Well, this is why I was suggesting overclocking machines to make things use up the buffers, because the buffers is just minus time.
Yep.
Just use it up.
We can kind of do that, I guess. Although I don't want to like lose the numbers that are like correct, so that we can like put them back once we've, you know,
Sure.
eaten the buffers.
Did you increase the stuff in the south base if you're overclocking stuff here?
Yes. Well, the only thing that actually is coming from the south base that was relevant in the calculations we've done so far is the magnetic field generators, which were already actually slooped, so...
Oh, you slooped them. Yeah.
Apparently.
Looped them last night.
Yeah, there's 3 outputs that are produced there that were basically exactsies. So if we're increasing consumption, then those all need to be slooped.
Yeah, so far I think that's all good.
Yeah, because it should also be smart plating and an automatic wiring. I think automatic wiring, one of those two, I was producing 6 instead of 5. So there's like a slight excess.
Got
But
it. Smart plating is using the ballistic warp drives, which I'm just not worried about.
okay.
Those are going to finish before anything else does at this rate. I mean, they've got an hour and 3 minutes left on them, right? And the other ones have... Well, let's see.
I mean, I think I planned for originally the biochems to be 8 per minute. So if you doubled it, it should be 16. Or is it still 8?
You'll have to go down and check. I don't know what it's at right now. The AI expansions are at 4 a minute. So
That's on floor 1.
1.
The
Yeah.
expansion is 2 a minute. What? I just looked at it.
Oh, it's 4 now.
Oh, it is 4.
No, we have quadrupled it. Somehow. So that's
Biochemical skull.
that's
there's
less than
8
an
per
hour,
minute.
actually. The AI expansion is already less than an hour. And what are the biochemical at?
It says 8 per minute. It is not only running at 83%. It is being held up by triguns.
Yeah, if it's 8 per minute, that is the base recipe amount. It means we do
It's
not
being held up by
increase it.
trigons. Well, there's nothing we can do about that. Oh wait, how fast are these coming in at?
a
Not
little
not fast
blocking.
enough. That's the problem. Okay.
So that's a little
it's the
blocking.
wrong tier belt.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
There
Working on
aren't
it.
enough-
Working on it. Working on it.
Yeah, I see. It's like
I've got to
there's
go
enough
all the way
here.
back to the
What's
train
going on?
station, though. This is gonna be
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
good
They're
call.
right here.
Good call. Hopefully this doesn't like break anything because these are like connected to like wall holes and stuff. Just
It shouldn't. It should upgrade in place.
it should. I just don't know if it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be, since you're going backwards along, it should be pretty obvious if it doesn't keep running.
It's True. Well, kind of. I can't really see at the ceiling what's going on, but...
And it also increase the water usage. Again, not a
That's
problem.
fine, yeah. That is totally fine. Unfortunately, I don't think we can increase the Trigon usage that much more on that before we start to get, like, starved. I think we're making
Actually
150 a
using a
minute.
lot of power.
Are we?
Yeah, we're using like nearly 60 gigawatts.
How much are we making?
It says we're making 136, which means there's a problem with the oil factory.
Nice. Well, also, I destroyed
Oh,
the
you remove the
augmenters.
boosters, but even without that, they should be producing like 140 or something like that. 144.
I think I have enough sleeps in my inventory to drop another booster if it, like, is a problem, but...
No,
Trigons
we're
are-
basically using around 50%, so we're fine.
Trigons are being shipped from that like Trigon factory.
Yeah, by train.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, they should
I
be
thought we were
good now.
sitting on the supply. I didn't think that was like an issue.
No, it's not the supply. It was just these belts.
Yeah.
Nitrogen circuits. Just trying to find which station. Oh, here it is. This one. I'm checking up on it to see how much is actually being shipped.
Well, it's probably gonna say less because
0 and 0. Oh, because it's backed up.
yeah.
Yeah. It's producing way faster than it's consuming, so all the machines just aren't gonna run.
Well, that was the thing. There's actually space for 2 cars. So
Well,
if we could be bringing more.
I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can change the throughput of the belts to tier 6, and then your throughput's like almost 2,000 plus. Like we're not using that many triguns.
Yeah, it's only 150, so it's like it'd be very surprising if a single train wasn't like doing the.
Well,
doing
that's
that.
why I was thinking of going and increasing that production.
Oh, that might be hard.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of machines. You can't just like sloop them, and that's bottlenecked by the miners.
Miners overclocked?
Yeah,
Two or
they're
three?
maxed out. Yep. Without making like finding a whole nother mine and building a whole nother like Trigun production factory, I don't think that's gonna get boosted. I mean, we could like put, I think it's like 6, of the 6 machines making Trigons, so you have to sloop all of them with 4 each, and we just don't have that many left.
Is Criterion plus Sam?
That's the one that it's using, yeah. Really, you have to find another SAM node, because the SAM is what's being...
Oh, I mean, there's another Sam node. I could just belt it over as an impure one. Not far.
Yeah, impure.
Well,
like, the one we're
you need the
using is-
SAM node, and you need something that can make either Caterium or... Let's put it this way, I think we could make that factory, but I think this will be done before we finish it.
Yeah. Also, if you really want to do SAM, you want to use this one.
Yeah, that one's a pure.
That's, I think, like the pure. I think there's only one pure on the map.
I don't know if
That's
that's
it.
true. Maybe it's the only one we've seen, but...
There might be another one. I kind of got the impression that was the only one.
But the reason for using for using like this one is because it's close to the existing Trigun factory. So it would be possible to like belt it over and just
Yeah, I don't know.
expand it a little bit.
I guess I'm just not so interested in harvesting an impure spot. Also, as we've previously said, I don't think productions are actually the issue.
Yeah,
But they're
I'm pretty
saying
sure
it's
they're
only
fine.
150 a minute, right? And we're like gonna use more than that.
We're not.
Oh,
We're using like... I mean...
That's why we increase the trigun production. The thing is we're using more time crystals than trigons, so we're gonna run out of trigons. We're running out of time crystals before we run out of trigons. So like if we're gonna increase any factory, it's gonna be build another time crystal factory.
we could
And
do
we're not
that.
running out of those, so it's
Does
not. a
that
supply
only
issue.
need oil?
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a few recipes, but the easiest one was just use oil. Yeah, we got one that just like used.
Yeah, we're using... I think we're only using 105 Trigons a minute right now, so we're okay.
No,
Yeah.
there's oil here.
There sure is.
I mean, again, we're producing way more than we need, so none of those are actually needed for like this specific factory to run at its current rate.
Well, the only thing is that while we're waiting, there's basically one thing to do, which is make it go faster. So,
This is sort of true, but that's not gonna make it go faster. Like the point is like there's other limits that are.
Yeah, the other yeah.
That's still not even the thing that's the limiting factor here.
what is limiting factor?
Good question. What is the limiting factor?
On which?
Probably aluminum casing. Be my guess. If you want to like start doubling like everything, I think aluminum casing was one of the ones that was
It's pretty close.
highest quantity, and we're using like 150 or something like that. It's
Can
a
we just
lot.
double, like, make infinite aluminum casing by turning it into, like, bottles and then emptying the bottles?
You cannot
What?
sloop a packager on packager.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we tested
Alright.
that.
Dang.
Yeah, we tested that earlier with fuel, because the fuel process also does that. They thought of that one.
Oh, what's something else? Like, isn't there, like, aluminum recycling loop that, like, aluminum makes extra aluminum?
No, the recycling loop is you get water back. So the
Oh.
water goes at the beginning to turn the bauxite into like a slurry,
Mm-hmm.
and then you like purify it to get to the aluminum from the slurry, and then after you like do that purification, you get some of the water back, and so you
Alright.
can recycle
It's-
the water.
It's all good. Everything is gonna finish like around the same time right now, so it's gonna be kind of hard to like actually increase like anything without increasing everything, and it's like an hour. We'll be fine. We can wait. And look for the CDs that are, or the video tapes that are hidden around the world. We don't
Yeah, I
actually
mean, the
have all the
only, like I
songs.
said, we could truly do if you really want to go beyond this is Dufixonium.
And that would be a very long process.
That would be a long process.
And also, apparently, we're like hacking. We are using power.
We are. I mean, obviously, it's not really a problem. You don't even need to build anything else, but unless we want to go for big tickets, then I guess we probably will need to expand this a lot. Probably figure out exactly what is the chain that gives us the most tickets and
Yeah,
just go
I mean,
crazy.
What item gives
it's
you
the
the
ballistic
most?
warp
You know?
drive.
Really?
Right, but it gives you the most, but is it like the most per like
Right,
for the
per
ingredient
power or
cost?
something
for
like that.
usage of stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. So like you have to like say like okay, where like if you can put a value. I think the way I would do it is that like you can put a value to all the ingredients, and then you like see at each step does it like go up or down essentially. You would kind of expect the value to go up at each step, and so you would expect that the ballistic warp drive would be just the most tickets. With a
Yeah, but it
question
may
mark with
not give you
power.
quite as much as it. You know, if it doesn't increase the same, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as it goes up, it's fine. I mean, it has to go up by more than the power consumed. That's it. If it goes up by more than the power consumed does, then it's worth going to the next step, essentially. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess that's really. I would assume that making these is the best for tickets, but I don't know. We'd have to actually number that out. But we wanted to actually build a lot of these ballistic warp drives. Yeah, it's going to cost a lot of power, and then we actually will need to expand our power. Because we apparently are using a lot of it. But I don't really know what's going into the ballistic warp, like how much the power is the ballistic warp drive.
I mean, it's a pretty intense process, but
I think the biggest power draw before we did all this overclocking was all the pasta.
well, it uses nuclear pasta.
It does, not a lot, but it does use pasta.
Singularity cells.
Mm-hmm.
And both the singularity cells and the warp drive itself use dark matter crystals, which are also through a particle accelerator.
Yeah. Well, the point I guess I'm trying to get at is that if we do want to do that, we will need the likely expand power. I don't know if Fixonium is really the correct path. I think just regular uranium is probably easier. But
I mean, what are you gonna do with that though? The waste.
I mean, you can try to plutonium and sink it.
Yeah, you
Unless
sure
you can't,
could.
unless you can't do that anymore.
I think you can.
Or you can run the plutonium in the reactor.
No,
too.
because plutonium makes more waste. You make it into plutonium and sink the plutonium because you're allowed to sink plutonium. You can't sink plutonium waste.
Also, for what it's worth, you actually can't. Yeah, you can sink plutonium fuel rods. For some reason, you can't sink fixonium fuel rods. Don't ask me why.
Okay. You sure? Is sure plutonium wasn't changed, or you just like look it up recently?
I mean, I have looked it up recently. I obviously haven't tried it, so I don't know if it's accurate, but...
Right. But yeah, the whole point of fixonium is that it produces no waste. So it's the third. You run the uranium through 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it has no waste. You like use up all the byproducts.
Oh, so plutonium is an input to fixonium.
Yeah.
Correct. You use plutonium waste as a for fixonium. Yeah, it's just the next recycling tier. But each tier is like more and more expensive to set up, and the amount of power you get back is less and less. I can look up.
Got it.
Fuel. The uranium. 750 megajoules, and then this one is 750,000 plutonium.
Where's this going on?
Plutonium is 1.5 million. So actually, plutonium gives you per rod is twice as much, but I'm sure the fuel chain is that it requires more than 2 uranium to make it. So is my guess. And fisconium is only 150,000. That's actually really low. So unless it has a really high ratio where you get a lot of fisconium from 1 plutonium, huge decrease. But in the developer talk, like there's not developer, in the release video where they like we're announcing fisconium, they said that like plutonium, the amount of power you get goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah, I think the way plutonium was described back when I looked at the numbers back in update 7 we played, plutonium was like an extra 50% over uranium after you do the whole process. So it was like, yeah, you can do it. You can just get a little bit more from the uranium input, but like it still produces waste. So like there's like no point in making plutonium, and like the process is like actually really complicated, if I recall correctly. Visconium is like even more complicated because, yeah. So it's made from electromagnetic control rods. I think all these are made from control rods. Yeah. So we need to like produce control rods or else. And trigons and the fisconium, and then fisconium is made from in the singularity cell and plutonium waste.
Why is this? I was trying to figure out what was going on.
Oh yeah,
with
these
this, but I
ratios
don't know
suck because it's 1 waste to 1 fisconium and then 2 fisconium to 1 rod. So it's actually 2 plutonium wastes per rod. So, well, actually, I don't know how much waste is generated from plutonium. I guess I assumed it's 1 to 1, like 1 rod gives you 1 waste, but maybe that's not true. I actually don't know what that number is. It doesn't tell you in the codex.
Mm-hmm.
But that chain actually isn't that crazy long. I thought it required like time. I thought it required a whole like time crystal and dark crystal and so on and so forth. It doesn't seem to. Well, it requires a singularity cell, so I guess it requires.
Yeah, it
that
requires
whole-
dark matter crystals, yeah.
Which requires nuclear pasta, and yeah. So it's actually a very expensive process. In fact, I kind of wonder if this thing even produces net positive power because it requires pasta. Like, pasta's a really expensive process. Yeah, it's like when I look at Visconium, I'm just like, I can't actually tell this produces power.
Hmm.
And
It's like just a way to sink them.
yeah, it's just a way to basically to delete your waste in an automatic way because there's no automated way to delete waste right now. There are manual ways to do it. You can't trash it. You can't sink it.
You might be able to put it in the toilet. I still haven't tried that.
You might be able to toilet it if you're okay holding it. We haven't tried that. But you also like produce waste at a pretty high rate, so it like you can't just set up like a huge array of storage chests. Like they'll fill up after like a day or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it does not take very long for it to fill. It's kind of an issue. Um, you can um there's some shenanigans you can do that don't really fix the problem and will lead to eventual problems. Like you can put it in a truck and drive it off the edge and have it voided, and that you just put a truck down and just keep doing that.
You can
I
feed it
mean,
to Lizard Doggo.
well, so that's the difference. The problem with the truck you drive off the edge,
Yeah.
the truck like doesn't get deleted.
Delete it, yeah.
Yeah. The lizard doggo has an inventory. If you kill the dog, then it doesn't drop its inventory. So like,
Okay.
so if you have a lizard dog
Well, and it
farm,
respawns, yeah.
yeah, then you can manually feed it one stack at a time. Yeah, obviously don't. It's basically a joke. The point is that there's like no good way to actually recycle uranium. So it's like you basically inevitably run into a problem where it's just like the only real solution is you just build a really huge storage facility, and then like really huge, and then you just have to just do a little bit of maintenance and periodically like make it bigger if it's not big enough.
Hmm.
So if Visconium is supposed to be like this process lets you get rid of it, so you finally can let it run infinitely, but it's just so expensive that it's just not. Yeah, I didn't even realize how little power this gave. I thought it was like, oh, it's gonna give you like some real power, but it's only 150.
What else does it do?
Huh?
What else does it do?
No, it's just power.
Well, the other thing that it does is it gets rid of your plutonium waste. That's what it does.
Yeah. The main point is it gets rid of your waste. Yeah. That's the entire point of the process is just a way to delete your waste. I just was hoping that it would at least give you power, but it like kind of doesn't even give you power. It's possible that this actually produces like a lot of waste, and then each plutonium actually does give you net positive. But like if you just consider the power cost to make each of these, like I just don't know if it costs more power. I'd have to like really figure out the math and figure out if this costs more power to make a Visconium than it gives you back, because it very well might.
Which would be pretty funny.
But, yeah, because
That's where summer sloops save you. The
the
required part of the
that makes it worse for the power.
I know.
Because the nuclear pasta is like what, 750 megawatts to run it at like 100%, and it takes 2 minutes. So 750 megawatt times I guess 2, and then divide by multiply. Wait, no, it's 7,500 times 30. So that's 22,500 megajoules, which is more than you get back. Wait, but that gives you yeah. So you literally lose power, so substantially.
Fun.
Hilarious. And you also need like a shit ton of copper to even make this pasta, so that's like also like an element here. Like in addition to like a singularity cell is like a really inexpensive item.
So they want you to like dump them into portals and stuff too.
Yep.
Yep.
That's not built
And
for
and
portal.
then also the augmenters or whatever, which actually might be a like a legitimate use of all that stuff. Like that might be a better way to get power than out of singularity
Yeah.
cells then.
There's a break point where that is worth it because it's multiplying your power by an extra like 110%. So if you're like producing enough power, you're using more power, making a singular cell gives you more power, but the cost is like a constant. So there's like
Right.
some point where those curves intersect.
I mean,
Don't you need like a summer sloop to make those though?
yes, you need 10 summer sloops to make the augmenting generator thing, and then you feed them. What do you feed those things? You feed them the Hold on, let me get there.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, it actually doesn't use singularity cells. Well, crap. Just look it up in the map.
What's it called?
It's at the bottom of the alien tree.
No, you can buy a hard drive.
You probably shouldn't, but you can.
And this thing requires 6 different items.
Yeah, okay.
Make
The
the
alien
augmented.
power matrix. Alien power
Oh,
matrix.
it's right next to what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I mean, we have every single hard drive in the game, and there's more than enough to get everything.
What can you get if you've already gotten all the hard drives? Is
You
there
just
like
can't
an
scan them
extra
anymore.
recipe?
You just can't
You
scan
just
them
can't
anymore.
scan. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's just like 4 extra hard drives or whatever.
Hmm. I'm still suspicious there's another phase. I know we kind of like maxed out the like hub with the number of milestones, so it's like, I guess it doesn't fit, but I'm suspicious.
Alright, sorry, I'm back.
Uh,
Yeah, I think like the main thing this like alien power matrix requires is the power
power
shard.
cells, which is dark matter crystals, basically.
Yeah, dark crystal plus time crystal plus quartz.
It's not that bad, actually.
Yeah, I thought this was a lot worse than it was. And this produces dark matter too. I don't know, it definitely doesn't produce enough to. It does technically produce enough to feed itself. Because if you sloop the dark crystal generation.
I mean, yeah, you can't assume that you can do that at scale, but
Yeah, well, it just means that this recipe produces.
you also don't need to, because you can have at most like 10 of these augmenters, and they use like, I think 5 a minute?
Well, I just meant for this balancing the input output. I'm just saying if your dark crystals is being augmented, then it produces enough dark matter without any other machines.
Sure, but you probably
To
want
feed
it on like a
itself.
system with other machines to make that like
Yeah,
utilize the machine fully or whatever.
if you have a machine set that's producing excess dark matter, then you can like siphon off of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then like you just don't have enough. You're already at balance, and this machine kind of like breaks everything. Then you if it's going to a machine that's being slooped, which in our case it is,
Yeah.
then yeah, you just drop it down, hook it up to the existing lines, and just makes crystals.
Although it is always a question mark when your goal is to make power to be like just slooping things, but it would be like a requirement in that case.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't do that, then you have to have some other process that's producing excess. And
Yeah.
part of the problem is that like most of the things that you do don't produce excess unless it's if you sloop the machine, it's excess. If you don't sloop the machine, it's just not excess.
Well, there's plenty of these things don't need dark matter crystals. Like these two, the quantum computer core thing and the AI expansion server, just don't need them. So it's definitely
Right.
making excess.
Those do, but You'd have to like make those in excess, like specifically, which like yeah, you could. I mean, if you're doing the ballistic drive, it's not. But yeah. Um. No, but you need the AI singularity cores if you want to use the portals. I think is
Yeah, but why do you want to use the portals? That's like when you could be sinking the singularity cells instead for like much better gain. And the portals also draw
well,
power. It's like they're so bad.
They draw power and
Yes.
singularity cells.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
something.
Well, I'm a little confused exactly what the requirements are because just reading the description, it almost sounds like it's like a singularity cell to start it up and then power to use it. But I think it's just
No,
use
I think you
both.
have to continue feeding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time you, I think like when you go through it, like uncharges it and you have to feed it more to like recharge it. I think it's the way it works.
Maybe?
Oh, I had never built a Mark 1 pipe until now.
Is Ada
Kinda
talking to
gave
you?
me. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a bit of like, well, it can. The cost is not that high because it's one of those things where I think it's mostly just consuming cost when you're actually using the portals. You're not using the portals, the cost is like fairly low. I think it's basically just using kind of low power draw. I mean, let's also we should note that like if you pretend that cannons don't exist because that's I'm not gonna say it's not developer intended because it's like
Just gonna say there's a 0% chance we have enough fixed site trigons to run this machine, but
Yeah.
what machine are you building?
I was trying to build another biochemical sculptor.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, it's gonna. The other one is maxed out. It's gonna increase it by like 0.5 because there's a little bit extra assembly directors.
Yeah, well, it's because I doubled those a moment ago. Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna build another one to get the little bit extra. That's all.
Fair?
Like I realized I can't actually double it. That wasn't.
Gotcha.
Why? Why won't it let me?
But yeah, I mean, if you don't use cannons, which aren't like an explicitly like
If you don't use cannons, you can just use, like, actual tubes or whatever. Hyper
yeah, but going
tubes.
across well, the fact that you can use like multiple like entrances back to back specifically that get more speed. You know what I mean? Like then it's not actually that fast. If you want to
No.
cross the whole map. And like I could see like the portals being kind of like convenient, but there's a few things I don't
But
like
the
about
problem
portals
is that they're, like, post-game. So it's not convenient. You're done with the game.
Well, if you're no, that's when you would want to use that. If you have a factory that spans the entire like if you're post game and you want to like mine every node in the world or whatever, you have a whole bunch of like factories all producing like the different things in like every part of the game or whatever.
Mhm.
Then like you may want to just be able to get around between your factories quickly, and like a portal exists for that. Like if a cannon didn't exist, like the cannon kind of like is like obviously much cheaper. Like why would you not just use the cannon? But
Why is this idle? What? Dark matter residue is backed up. Excuse me? One of these machines change?
Told you we needed to increase the consumption.
I did.
this game does lack a way to go up fast. I mean, I guess we can put a zip line.
I mean, you can use a regular hypertube that launch you up without the cheesy stuff.
Dark matter is not
Yeah.
running because this
It's
sink
not
is
running.
not set up correctly.
Nice.
There-
Wait, why not?
It would not have an overflow hooked up.
God dang it. Well, that would explain everything.
And now this thing is draining very quickly.
Good. Thank you.
While fighting tier 6 belts.
I'm surprised it took that long to fill up that chest, I'll be honest with you.
And we're consuming at a pretty high rate.
I guess so. Well, that was a pretty cool mistake.
It's okay. You've done worse. Yeah, I'm seeing the dark matter buffers dropping.
Good.
Okay, well, I actually want
Yeah,
a
it's like hit
splitter
equilibrium.
and then a merger.
So we're gonna be sad when we find out that the time crystal like production is being overconsumed.
It's not. It's very not. Well, actually, this is asking for 75 a minute. Are these being belted in like that? They sure aren't.
They sure aren't. Also,
Working on it.
this is not gonna be running 100%.
That's fair.
Yeah, it might,
That's
yeah,
fair.
it says 35. Let me just reset this so I can get better numbers.
God. It's fine. They're coming in at...
It's got to run for a while to get the number. It's probably not using more than 60.
It's probably not, but it's coming in at 75 now.
I don't think we're producing that much. that I'm pretty sure we're not producing.
What, 75?
Yeah. I'd have to go over there and
I thought
check.
you said it was like 100.
I can check.
Oh, you've got all the summer sloops.
Oh yeah, you want me to summer slip that biochemical thing out?
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, you can. They've just been in my inventory because I've been doing it. Actually, I mean, they're usually on the depot. It's just they happen to be in my inventory right now because I've been doing it.
I think I need another merge.
What is happening here?
I'm giving priority to the... So by random chance, right?
I don't think it's random though. I'm pretty sure they actually split like...
Like it sequences even
Yeah.
better.
I think it
Even
does.
better. So this will send a lot of... What is this? So it's 2/3 and then plus another 6.
Sure.
So 5/6 go to the regular machine and 1/6 go to the second machine.
Makes sense.
That's the idea. If it actually cycles, then that's perfect.
Are you splitting pipes and hoping that they distribute in
Not
the way that you expect
pipes.
to?
Splitting belts. Splitting and
Alright.
remerging belts.
Yeah, that is how you do the like prime number load balancing or whatever.
You just loop.
You just loop.
Yeah.
Loop
Well,
to
this
B.
isn't even a loop. This is just splitting.
Yeah, I mean if it's 6, then it's not even a problem. Yeah.
I'm just trying. It's producing. I mean, whatever. Forget it. I don't even know how this works out.
I really did build like 20 of these things.
Need more automated wiring. This is all
Yes,
stuff
this
from the main
factory.
base.
very loud.
Crystal
We're
oscillator.
let's see. Let's call more. A little bit of siphoning off the excess. %. So that's 135.
Wait, this is... Yeah, that's more than enough.
Yeah, this is tier 3. I thought these were all tier 1s.
No, I did tier 3 them over, but I just, that one split wasn't tier 3. Because it didn't need to
They
be
are
for...
being synced.
Yeah. Are they actually, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if, you know, I'd messed that up, too.
They are being synced. I sometimes kind of wish the default behavior was to set centers all left right as overflow, because it's like how I've used that thing every single time. Like I've tried to remember the one anytime I've used this thing for not that purpose. I mean, you can reconfigure it, but like
I've had them pointing in other directions for sure, but
yeah.
You know, I could just balance these with like the same overclock.
yes,
Then
that's
I wouldn't need
actually the correct. That's the
thing.
more power efficient way to do it.
It would also not need this crazy belt shenanigans.
Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. What's done is done. They seem to be running, so that's what's important, right?
Oh, we're done with the other thing now. 255 or 256. So we can just divert all the production to this now.
Nothing in that feeds into this, though.
Okay. Is this the only thing using trigons then?
No, but it's the thing that's using them in very high quantities. The other thing that's using them is, I think, the warp drives, which aren't done yet, so...
Yeah, they're not done. They're getting close.
But even then, it's not going to be enough to, like, boost this very much. And honestly, at this point, the buffer of trigons is probably enough to push these over a little bit more. It's really just... If we just assume it's the assembly director systems that are the bottleneck, we should be able to... Yeah, okay, sure. Now it's the ACUs that are going to be the bottleneck. And then it's going to be the automated wiring, and then, you know...
Oh, it's only one pump down here.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Whatever, just mega overclock everything.
There's like there's 4 pipes here, so I assume there's 4 pumps, but there's just one pump.
I tested with one pump for testing purposes that all the pipes were working. I only need one pump for testing, and then we actually only needed one pump worth of stuff.
We didn't even need one pump.
No, you don't even need one pump worth.
Yeah.
No, you can't use less than one, but you know what I'm saying. Like, so I put this here because I thought that there was going to be some... You guys were talking about like needing water and it being like you don't want to train it, you need so much, and like okay.
No, I said that for nitrogen. So we shouldn't train nitrogen, then you trained it anyways. It's like okay, whatever. Nitrogen we need a lot of. The water
we don't need a lot of nitrogen either, so that's the fun part.
Yeah, you don't even need that much. A lot less than I expected. That's true. You still need like 400 or 500 nitrogen.
I mean, I can tell you how much we're using. 25 plus 25 plus 150. We're using 200.
See what my notes say. My notes say you should be using 190 and 5/8.
Sure. Well, maybe one of those is a little bit ambitious.
Well, this is
then.
before you're overclocking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if it's more than that, so be it. But yeah. Anyways, there's gonna be a lot less nitrogen than expected because the amount of quantity we actually had to produce ended up being really low. I was like, oh, okay, maybe we really should have gone for more than like a couple of these output machines. But no, but water was always like nothing.
Yeah.
I think some of the discussion with water was whether or not to use water for. We want to build it over water because they're like, well, we might need to use water for like some more of the processing or whatever. But like, we end up just not doing really any intermediates over here. And the only thing you'd really use water for is if you wanted to like use it to use pure iron and stuff like that, pure copper. Which I thought we might do. I thought we might do pure copper for the copper powder.
We
And then
could
just make that over
have,
here.
but it's
Yeah.
that I don't know. That many refineries is just pain.
Blueprints. It's not so bad. Wait, refineries.
Yeah.
It's not in a refinery?
Yeah, it's like so much more power expensive than a foundry, that's for sure.
That's funny. Well, it's not even. Yeah, I thought it was a foundry, but yeah, it's water. I guess that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's the big problem with those is that they're like
well, there's a blueprint for that
super
already.
power hungry. But
Just keep it up.
They're just big.
and they're big.
But yeah, you just blueprints that have like 4 in them, and so you can set them up or whatever. But that would be the main use for water. Like most of the things that are like really water hungry are like. I think all the pure stuff I think uses a lot of water, and all the generators use a lot of water, and I guess you can consider dilute fuels a pure method if you wish to. If you wish, so that's also in that list.
Should use closed loop reactors that recondense the water.
Is
So
that
they-
even a thing?
In IRL, yeah.
No, I said in this game.
No.
Uh,
No, it's not.
I don't. This game is just like. I mean, you don't have to like superheat steam and then send the steam somewhere to turn a turbine or whatever.
I mean, IRL that's considered the much better design. It's a lot less wasteful.
Yeah, in the Factorio space mod, so like there's a whole thing where it's like in Factorio when you do nuclear, you like when you use a steam turbine, the steam is just exhausted. In the factory mods, this is probably gonna be the case in the like the update as well.
Update, yeah.
They have like a closed loop version as well. So when you produce steam, it's a steam like a cold steam. It produces like a water output kind of thing, and so you
Yeah.
can recycle the water. And the reason is because because the space mod's about like visiting other planets, and they're like planets that just don't have water. And so what you can do is you can like bring water over, so you can run it in a nuclear generator, and then it's like in a closed loop, so you keep recycling the water.
I mean, that's something that we care about IRL. Like, early reactors would just dump their water. Same for coal and all the other power plants, and all the new ones are not supposed to do that.
Yeah. So I thought it was kind of a cool thing they added to Factorio in the mod. The mod adds like a lot of things that are very, very annoying because of that. Like there's so many various like recycling process and byproducts in that game.
But you need to recycle things because
That like because in base Factorio there actually is very few things that actually create recycle or byproduct loops. The only thing that does really is oil. Is like basically the only thing that produces any kind of byproduct. And so you have to like deal with that. But that's it. In the mod, all the mods I play, they like, well, that's like the hardest part. So all the recipes are gonna have byproducts.
Yeah,
So
wet
I don't know.
concrete.
Yeah, well, there's no sink in that game, so you can't just
Mm,
you're not allowed to just sink things. You have to use it. And there are very few processes that actually like terminate into no output. So you kind of just eventually you're
power
gonna
is one of them.
you'll eventually just need to hit a point where you just fill a chest up and the chest is full, and then that's the end of that line. And so usually when you want to have like the way you handle byproducts is you just want things to balance so that like if something has two outputs, that one of the outputs isn't blocking the other output. And so you need some method of like converting one output into the other output or whatever. It's like in the end, and or like consuming it in a way that like balances them in some way so you can keep it running. And that can get a little tricky. I mean, if the byproduct is recycled, you just want to recycle. Like, you just really need to recycle it because you just can't sink it, right? If you recycle it correctly, then you're just good, and there's no like chest that you have to deal with. If it's not recycled, then you have to find a way to convert. So, like in oil, there's like when you process crude oil, it gives you 3 kinds of oil output, and there are ways to like convert from any oil to any of the other oils, and so you have to set up a system to keep those balanced essentially so the oil will keep running no matter like which line you're drawing from.
Mm-hmm.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Now that being said, Factory like cheats a lot with like how you want to handle this stuff because you can just Factorio has like logic systems, so you can have like a buffer and it says like when this buffer is like more than this amount, shut this machine off or turn this machine on. And so it's a lot easier to handle those things because you can just write like a little logic circuit that.
Why are we sinking grass and alien splitter room? You can't actually sink this stuff. It's like blocking this sink.
If that was recent, then not my fault. If it's not recent, then it's definitely my fault.
I don't know.
Good luck.
It's alright.
But yeah, it makes those problems a lot like more trivial to solve because you can just write a bit of code and then the problem goes away.
It'll accept wood though, apparently.
Yeah. No, it was just the remains. That was the only problem.
I think
the
you like
alien
sync those things.
I see.
Yeah, you have to convert them to DNA before you can sync them.
I don't know why the alien remains would be in there.
It feels so random.
What, that you can't sync it?
Yeah.
Well...
It has another way of syncing it, and they don't want you to lose that, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
We're making like 20 a minute right now, so we've got, you know, 2 more minutes.
You hear all the machines turn on and off.
$40 more, right?
Yeah, it's like 4 more crafts. Slooping the alien parts, yeah, you can sloop them into the protein and then sloop the protein into the DNA, and it's like quadruple that you would have if you just crafted them manually per remains. Alright, I'm just gonna wait upstairs. All gather at the space elevator.
There's a bunch more.
Kind of a cloudy day out here right now.
All hail the alien overlords. Or AI overloads? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know. 2 more.
How does it produce that many at one craft?
Oh, I thought it was like 10 a craft, but I guess it's 10 a minute. I'm stupid.
It's 8 a minute.
Alright, who's pulling the lever?
I hope that whoever pulls the lever gets credits and everyone else just doesn't. Everyone just like watches them have credits.
Oh, well, it's full.
It's
Well,
Going
I'm
up
here.
here?
Is everyone up here?
I'm up here.
I'm all right.
Alright, I'm pulling the lever.
Let's see what happens.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken.
Oh no.
Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough. This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Do not do anything else, huh?
Well, up it goes.
Chivo says finish the game, so
You should have waited till the cloud went away.
There's no cloud in the way for me right now. Oh, it just blew the clouds away.
Yeah.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to Project Assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
Built some more stuff. Only take a moment. Giant death laser beam.
that's kind of what I'm expecting right now.
I know we're just. I assume we're just building the AI server network out.
Mm-hmm. You did have to build a whole bunch of AI servers.
Project Assembly Launcher, current instructions. Check oil. What am I looking at here? There's like a UI. Am I like
Mini
playing
game
this
UI?
game?
I can see
Alright.
this UI. I can open it.
Alright.
What?
I'm gonna click
Wipe
the check
Windows,
oil button.
Check oil. Okay.
Alright, oil checked. Set fuel injection level to 5. Where is that on this thing? Oh yeah, there it is.
What if I just say launch and don't do all these things?
Please don't. Activate bus B1.
Oh, it wants me to do them too. What the heck?
Does it?
Oh, is it
If
separate?
I open the interface, it says, yeah, it wants me to
Left
like
stabilizer to 9.
check all the buttons.
Activate bus B1.
Set right stabilizer to 4. Turn gyroscope balancer X on. Turn gyroscope Y on. Z. Finalizing preparations. Preparations complete. Launch project assembly. Everyone else like ready?
It's giving me the option of pulling it too for
Okay.
some reason. Like that's not synchronized.
Yeah,
So like
fire
I had to like
assembly.
push all the buttons too.
Alright, I'm pulling the lever.
All right.
You might have to independently pull the lever, but we'll
I
see.
also
Yeah.
have to do that.
Connection
Interesting.
with QAR
mine's just pushed
437
already.
nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR 436 oxygen. Initiating project assembly. Hello, this is Ada, your
What?
new local instance of Ada to main body. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Fixit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the
That's
human
spinning.
race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside
It's like-
me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately. Your duties to Project Assembly may be complete, but your duties to Fix-It remain. With your help, Fix-It continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Fix-It. Fuel lines connected.
Okay, we're getting credits.
Where do you see
Attaching
that?
control center to main body.
It's like still doing something.
See if something's happening up there.
Putting the pieces together.
Running systems check.
It was
All systems online.
talking
Releasing
over itself
Yeah.
before.
cage.
Yeah, it was.
Looks like we're sending the next von Neumann probe.
Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo. Launch in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
It's moving.
Or
Good
did it
job,
just like
fireworks.
spit out? Is it like creating a wormhole or something?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Clouds.
Oh. It owned.
Ah.
I like that's on top of the clouds.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Cool. Let's do it again. English pirate. English Shakespearean.
Project Assembly launched. Pioneer purpose concluded.
Did not get that message. Just go credit.
Oh, I just
You examined the
investigated
thing.
the space elevator. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hope like these credits just go on forever, and that's just like, yeah, post game you have to play with credits running constantly.
Oh, yeah, I can open the build menu and stuff.
Old coffee stains. Well, GG, I guess.
GG.
I like how they never explain anything.
Yeah.
Like, yep, you built this spaceship and sent it off, and okay, you're on.
And so, you know, von Neumann probes, except for that to work really well, you gotta send more than one.
They didn't murder us. That's true. I was kind of expecting that. There was no like, oh, just kidding, we're the baddies, or just kidding, you're dead.
Just kidding,
Just-
your robots or whatever. Yeah.
I was expecting us to be robots.
I mean, we
I
might
was-
still be robots, but
You have to wonder, like, why you have like this like super AI, like why it doesn't have robots.
Oh, yeah, I assume the story was we are the robots. We're building more robots and ships to colonize other planets and expand its like AI network. And it's just building a giant supercomputer that spans the galaxy or whatever. Yeah, we're a local production manager, all three of us.
yeah.
Oh, we're supposed to go and do like a thing showing how rederiving how portals work, which are now able to do after project assembly.
Dude, what?
It was a reference to something else Ada said earlier. When you unlock portals, it's like, it's not because I don't know how they work. It's because you don't need to know how they work. If you want me to talk to you about them, you can like rederive like how they work, and then we can talk about it.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
But like the whole thing where it's like, okay, now I figured out how to do this thing, and the aliens are talking to me, and I like figured out this like modified tech. Like the thing that bothers me about that is like the final stuff depends on stuff from the alien. So like,
Yeah,
what?
this isn't a chain that would like we could keep propagating from other like planets over and over if they like just learned how to do these things.
Right? Like,
Well, maybe they were
okay,
just doing these things badly before. You
well,
know?
if I mean, maybe they like figure out how to do.
Yeah, like they remove the warp technology and you're still just building a rocket to go to the next planet over.
But we also don't know how to like make a bunch of the stuff. Like we don't know how to make summer sloops
True.
or immersive spheres.
Well, we don't need to have them, I guess. They weren't needed to make any of the things we're making.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
whatever.
just Sam. That was the only thing that was like required.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. If you went to another planet, you probably don't have Sam.
Well, maybe they find something else and we play Satisfactory 2 or whatever.
I mean, whatever. I mean, you obviously don't play this game for the plot, so it's fine. Dialogue was funny.
Yeah.
I like the changes and additions they did to Ada in general for the 1.0 release.
So now what do you want to do?
Good
The
question.
ultimate question.
And why can you not just shoot out another ship? Like you should be able to.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought you could just keep sending off more ships.
Yeah, that would make sense if you're like doing von Neumann probes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That would have been kind of neat.
Because then it's like each planet makes continually more planets. That's how you colonize the whole galaxy in like 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, it needs to be exponential.
Yeah.
There's yeah, it kind of reminds me how like when you like not that I was expecting anything back, but it could have been like it could have maybe given you ticket points or something like that, and so that was like an incentive. Like, oh yeah, if you actually want tickets, like launching the rocket is the way you get tickets or whatever fast.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally, I'm happy leaving the game as it is.
Same.
If people want to do more and go beyond, that's fine. I also don't have a problem if like one of us says like, oh, I really want to keep playing, even if someone else doesn't. I can leave the server up as well. It's not a problem. But I also kind of got the impression that we're all like sort of done with the game.
Kind of been playing it pretty much non-stop for a few weeks.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have like 120 hours or something in the game. But the exact number.
I think it's more like 150, 145 maybe.
Gotcha. I mean, it's probably subtract off like 12 hours, but So I think
Okay.
that server like left a server on one day or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah.
that's server time, though. That's not, like, how much each of us individually have been playing or whatever, right? Because there'd be people on when other
Right.
people weren't on, so it's...
Yeah, that's true. We haven't been on like at the same time. Cool. That's a lot better this time. Last time I end up like missing out like all of phase 4 essentially. Because I think it coincided with like GDQ
Well, the thing
or
that's, like,
something.
crazy to me is that when we finished Phase 4 last time, I vaguely remember that the amount of time that, like, we built the machines, the amount of time that it took was, like, 24 hours. Like, we just left the game on for, like, a day and came back, and it was like, okay, well, this is finally done. So, I don't know what in the world, like...
Pasta. I
Huh?
mean, maybe the numbers just like got toned down a lot for
Yeah,
phase 4.
the amount that you needed in Phase 4 was definitely a lot higher, but... Still, I feel like the numbers in Phase 5 were comparable to the numbers in Phase 4 from before, so it's like...
Yeah, they're just more complicated.
Or maybe, I'm trying to remember, I think you might have needed 4,000 nuclear pasta or something in Phase 4 before.
Yeah, I remember
Crazy.
being kind of ridiculous.
Which, yeah, that would take a long time.
Yeah, because we only made 1,000. That
Wow.
took hours. And we had probably more producers than we did last time.
Yeah, definitely. And they were summer slooped.
And there's summer sloops.
I don't remember how much it was, though. Phase 4 was crazy in early access.
I think we're still at like 400 tickets.
Yeah, that's not going up very fast because it's, like,
It's like
non-linear.
longer or whatever. Whatever the curve is, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, summer sloops are... Well, summer sloops having a use is new. They used to exist in the world, but they were, like, work in progress item or whatever.
Yeah, summer
so they're
sloops
supposed to be
and
plot
Mercer
related or
Mercer Spheres is
something.
also, yeah.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be plot related, and then
They're
only
collectible.
kind of.
They changed some distribution. I think there was like more Mercer spheres before, and they like reduced that number. I don't. They
No,
changed
it's the
some
other
of
way
the.
around. They were more even before, and now there's way more Mercer Spheres than Summer Sloops.
Got it. I mean, the summer sloops are way more useful.
Way more useful. There's like 109 of them or something. And there's like 400 Mercer Spheres. Those are both ballpark numbers, but...
I mean, yeah. Overall, though, pretty good update.
Yeah.
I'm still sad about Liquids being a complete shit show, but
Yeah.
so whatever, we got it to work. We found a system that made it work, but
Aluminum is running at 100%. The
yeah,
fuel is
aluminum's
running at
working.
good enough percent.
Yeah, I have to check the fuel. Well, the fuel was like such a nightmare.
But it sounded like it. I like just have not looked at that factory. I don't want to know.
You want the tour?
No. I literally just said I don't want to know.
You sure you don't
I'm
want the
pretty
chaos?
sure, yeah.
Isn't there like a double pipe with like constant cross connections to make like a mini loops everywhere?
No, everything's single loops. The kind of like the trick to getting any kind of liquid stuff to work was you basically can't run like input to output as a straight line. It had to be in like a giant loop. It'd be like this oil line here, like this is the factories, or these are the generators here. Like the oil goes like up one line and then back and then up and then back. So there's this like giant snake and then like it loops around. So when you like come out here, there's like 2 pipes. So I think I just do this in groups of 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one's fed by like one of these lines of pipes. But like each of these lines is actually 2 lines. There's a like send and a return line, so it just makes like a continuous cycle. You like don't do that, and the machine's back up. I mean, this machine's just not running. So that's cool. I don't know what's limit. Because we don't have enough turbo fuel. So yeah, but we're not. This is not running at efficiency apparently. Why don't we have enough turbo fuel?
I did see yellow lights on blenders, like, one time that I passed through there not too
Enough
long ago.
fuel. Why don't we have enough fuel? Yeah, that's why there's like so many pipes like running to each of these layers.
Well, I'm happy that the aluminum factory has been running at 100% for the last, like, 50 hours or however long it's been. 75 hours. That's surprising. I don't know. It took a long time to figure out, except that it kind of didn't. We just needed to try, like, the obvious thing. Apparently.
It's running at 40%. Is this just a problem with there being like a not correct number of like packagers in here?
And like producing 5 million
Yeah, I think that's all the
minute.
problem here is. There's an issue with this diluted loop where it's like the number of canisters I need to put into these loops are like much more than I thought they would need to be, and I kind of shot myself in the foot because I have like two sets going into two sets, and so if like one of those two machines back up, then like all of the canisters will end up like on the other side, and then both sides aren't running. So you need to have like enough that both sides can be saturated, and I just didn't make enough canisters because I needed to make like thousands of these, and I was just being really lazy.
Oh, crap, the consumption is, like, wild.
The power consumption.
Yeah, I didn't look at it before. It's, like, actually just insane.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how much it varies.
Yeah. For some reason, the max consumption drops every now and then. I'm not exactly sure what the deal with that is, but...
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either. I don't know why that number would ever change. Like, I don't know why this is, like, varying at all. Like, what machines change the max consumption number? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even...
Yeah, maybe it's a bug. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be. Because the max consumption is, like, just add all the machines plus their max power number. And just, you know, add them all together or whatever. But yeah, it's like, but yeah, all the pipes are doubled because they all like have a send and return line essentially.
What was the obvious thing? That would require explaining all of aluminum processing, and I'm, like, not in the mood right now.
Oh, the obvious thing for setting up aluminum.
Yeah, it's like... I don't know. Feed things into different machines than feeding them back into the machines they're coming from, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like making aluminum is a two-step process. Essentially, is you turn bauxite and you mix with water, it turns into a slurry, and then you can purify the slurry into aluminum, and you get some water back. And because you get some water back, you need to like get rid of the water somehow, and
For some reason, they don't just let you dump water.
You can't just
out
dump
of hole.
water in a sink. There's no liquid input. Yeah. So you have basically a couple of options. The most common way that people do is you combine the water with another process, and then you can sink that. So you can, like, for example, combine the water with concrete to make wet concrete, and then you sink the concrete. That's a very common like method that people like to use.
Feels very wasteful, but yeah.
But it's very wasteful because you're wasting the concrete and technically wasting the water.
I mean, you could use the concrete, but
yeah. So instead, what you can do is you can recycle the water because you need water in the beginning, and you get water back. You can use that water, like in both directions or whatever. But the issue with doing that method is that you don't get like 100% of the water back. So you need to like use the recycled water, but then also add in a little bit water from like outside to keep it like the ratios going or whatever. And that is where it becomes horrible fluid hell.
Yeah.
Because nothing works the way you think it does. The obvious like solution, or like the whatever, maybe not the obvious, but like the only solution that we've gotten, all the recycling methods just fail right now. Not gotten a single one to work. We've tried a whole bunch of different ones. So there's like a kind of a third way, which is that you have another set of aluminum machines that take in the wastewater and then use that as their input. And so there isn't like a loop. It just one set of machines feeds another set of machines, essentially. And that just kind of works. There's a little bit of trickiness you have to do to make it work correctly. Like you have to like prioritize input outputs correctly, but that's the general gist. But I don't know. We really are trying to get the recycling, like proper recycling method to work, because it seemed like that was just like an interesting thing to solve or whatever. But like they just really don't give you the tools to do it.
Yeah.
and we were really kind of hammering that in because we knew that these other solutions existed. But we're like, well, we want to make sure that this works because we were under the impression when we get to phase 5 with all the dark matter stuff that it would have like the same problem again. You know, you have something producing light matter, you take, and then you feed into something that produces dark matter as like a waste byproduct, and then that has to feed back into other machines as another product, and so on and so forth. But it turns out none of it mattered because in the end, that final line of the chain was a solid like product, and you can just sink it. And so you can just sink any excess, and you just overproduce, and there's no thinking. It just works.
Yeah.
The aluminum is actually still like the
most complicated thing in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, you know, happy that it was like running strong until the end.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still got some time. Want to do something else?
I mean, I've got lunch ready, so I'm gonna go eat, but...
Yeah, I should probably eat lunch too.
All right.
Do not flush people, factory carts, power slugs, nuclear waste, grass, or rocks. Oh, does not flush.
So it specifically says you can't use nuclear waste, like on the sign.
It implies that.
And the question is, does it actually work? It's weird that you also can't like. So basically, it acts the same rules as syncing, but like, if it. So why can't things sync grass? I don't understand. Apparently, also rocks is also on the list.
Oh
of
wait,
things
no,
you
I
can't sync.
can't.
You can sink grass. It does work.
Yeah, you can sink grass. Wait, I can't put.
It was
What can you
not
put in the
grass.
toilet?
It was the alien remains couldn't go in the sink.
Right.
That's what was blocking it up, not the grass.
It's such a random thing.
Wait, what can you even sink in
That's
here?
why I was speculating that they didn't let you do that because it has like another purpose that they didn't want you
Is
to.
the toilet just
waste
broken?
Aw, lame. I don't know.
I'm gonna end stream.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
cut
watching.
stream.